This week on Moms Like Us, we chat exclusively with Lala Kent about the Vanderpump Rules baby boom.
We were on the plane going to celebrate Jackson Brittany's engagement a couple years ago. And we all said like, oh my gosh, we're all like in relationships. We should plan to get pregnant together.
Hoda Kotb opens up about being mom shamed for having a baby in her 50s.
But I felt horrible in that moment.
Then David Burka shares how he and Neil Patrick Harris are grateful their family already had COVID.
I have such empathy for people who have been living this whole summer just in fear of getting it.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Moms Like Us. Hey guys, it's Christina and that is Brielle Mans from Stroller in the City, and welcome to Moms Like Us. Hi Brielle.
Hey Christina, how's it going?
Good, how about you?
Good, we're getting ready for that fall weather. It's like chill in the air.
I know, and you have the perfect sweater weather outfit on. I love it.
I do. I'm so excited to be wearing sweaters again, I gotta tell you.
I know. I'm ready for the fall. I definitely am. Well, we are hopping right into this week's mom and dad's news. We have a lot of it because the cast of Vanderpump Rules is definitely having a baby boom. We have Stassi pregnant. We have Lala. Brittany Cartwright just announced that she is expecting her first child, but this week we sat down with Lala Kent and her fiance Randall Emmett to talk about all the details on her pregnancy. Take a look. It's like a Vanderpump baby boom. Who would have thought in 2020 that everybody from Vanderpump would be pregnant?
It's crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so happy because I grew up where my mom and her two best friends planned to have babies together, and we were all girls, and we are all still the best of friends. And so to have two of my best friends having babies, Stassi, who's also having a girl, it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be exactly how I grew up, like girl vacations. And like, we'll be like the little mom gang with our like, cute little chicks.
You guys will rock out in Palm Springs all of you. Yeah, I already see it coming.
Awesome.
Did you guys like talk about obviously like maybe like getting pregnant around the same time?
It sounds so corny, and we did.
Yeah.
I'll never forget going to we were on the plane going to celebrate Jackson Brittany's engagement a couple years ago, and we all said like, oh my gosh, we're all like in relationships, we should plan to get pregnant together.
So funny.
And then Stassi and I didn't end up getting married, and I said to her, what are we doing about having babies? And she said, I'm pregnant. I was like, what? She goes, you need to take the IUD out today. And it's so corny and cheesy, but you also can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, no, totally. It's crazy. I mean, how are Stassi and Brittany feeling? They both look great.
Yeah.
They look amazing. Stassi is just, this baby is the ultimate blessing and came at the perfect time. And she hasn't experienced any type of morning sickness. She's been a champion through this whole thing. Britt and I have kind of had the exact same pregnancy things happening, but we're all just so excited.
Are you guys planning on filming? Obviously, we don't know when filming can resume because obviously everything's still shut down, but do you guys want to film the birth of the baby and show it on Vanderpump?
Oh, Randall is now like, mention it all. He's like posting the sonogram pictures. I'm like, can we reel it in a little bit? Like, I'm getting super protective now. And I'm on a reality TV show. I'm usually like, mention it all, like the good, the bad, the ugly. And now all of a sudden I'm like, no, don't post anything. Don't talk about it.
Okay, Randall is not like, let's do all that. Randall lives a life where nobody usually really cares. And so when I see the sonogram, I posted on my Instagram, I got 7 followers, and it's like, I don't care. And she's all, I have to protect Instagram. But I respect that. But for me, I just live in the moment. I don't think about it. I want my friends to see it. I have a lot of, I'm older. I have a lot of friends that I don't get to see daily. And so they follow me on Instagram. It's nice. They get to see that stuff. So yeah, I do post it. And yeah, I will post the birth of the baby on my gram.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What's up right here?
I'm not opposed to, I would not be opposed to having a film crew there during the birth, because for me, it's like something you'll have forever.
Yeah.
And I'm not great at, I don't document anything.
Wait, you said you're okay with Vanderpump
Sure.
filming.
Bring them in.
Should there be a Vanderpump Moms spinoff now? I feel like there has to be.
I feel like there has to be. I mean, we have 3 babies back to back to back. Like I said, Stassi is expecting in January, then Lala is expecting, and now Brittany and Jax are expecting. So I definitely think maybe like 20 years down the line, we're going to have a Vanderpump 2.0.
I mean, who knows? And Katie and Shayna, they might be next.
They definitely might be next. I'm so excited. You know, Lala has talked to us before about just how badly she wanted to start a family, and they had to put their wedding on hold. And now that they can have a baby, which is super exciting. And like we mentioned before, Stassi is expecting. And a lot of people have been talking about whether or not she should get another chance on reality TV. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think she is going to, because I feel like she always like comes on and off in different parts of her life. So maybe she will. Maybe with that baby, it'll be like the next spinoff, you know, who knows?
I feel like she might. Maybe it won't be a reality show, but maybe she'll put some stuff on her own YouTube channel. She has talked about maybe restarting her podcast. So we'll see what happens. We definitely will. She did have an interview with Tamron Hall where she spoke out about her firing and Black Lives Matter and things like that. So it seems like she's slowly starting to get back out there.
Yes, for sure.
Well, speaking of new moms, Malika Hack, she exclusively chatted with Us Weekly this week about the sweet advice that her best friend Khloe Kardashian gave her about being a mom. She said, she has given me a lot of really good advice. If I have to select one, the best advice would be to remind myself that I am doing the absolute best I can. She actually reminds me of that daily. Now, she has been co-parenting her son, Ace, with ex-OT Genesis since his March birth. So cute.
So cute. I mean, I love her. I'm always a big fan of hers. I think she's so cute. What's the best advice you've gotten from a friend?
I feel like I've gotten a lot of advice. One advice that, you know, no baby is the same. Another piece of advice was take the help when it's given to you, especially in the beginning. Like if somebody's offering to cook you dinner or just come over and give you 15 minutes of peace and quiet so you can take a shower, take them up on the offer.
Absolutely. There were so many times where I just like kept saying, I'll do it myself. And then I like just cracked.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, fine. Yes. Bring me dinner, please. Like I can't do this all myself. So I totally get that.
What was the best piece of advice that you have gotten?
Probably the same as you, like definitely sleep when the baby sleeps. That was definitely like key for me. And yeah, every baby's different. So like, you know, if their baby has like, you know, a nap schedule going on, don't like beat yourself up about it, you know,
right.
like I did, of course.
I know I had a friend who had like their baby like sleep trained at 3 months, and like here I was like 9 months in and still not sleeping through the night. I'm like, something's wrong with me. But like, no, like you said, every baby's different. Every baby's going to sleep through the night at a different time. And, you know, and we're all doing the best that we can.
Exactly. Especially now. Especially now.
Totally. What else is going on in the news?
Well, Bindi Irwin and Chandler Powell revealed the sex of their baby.
That's so exciting.
I know. And in an Instagram post, she posted a photo holding an ultrasound photo alongside a tortoise. Of course. The caption read, "Baby girl, you are our world. Our beautiful daughter is now about the same size as a hatchling Aldabra tortoise and as healthy as can be. We can't wait for her arrival next year."
I love that. Well, her husband Chandler also posted his own post saying, "Our little girl and my beautiful wife are my entire world. I'm so excited to meet our daughter when she's born next year and to see the incredible person she will grow up to be." They are just like the cutest couple ever.
They are. And I love like they're so young and they're so happy and they're so cute. But at what age do you think that they'll like let their daughter start playing with like a wild animal?
I mean, I think as soon as she's born. I mean, like she's gonna probably like give birth at the zoo. I mean, for all we know. I mean, that child is going to grow up with animals all around her. And I'm sure a lot of people will mom shame her in the beginning, but that's what she was growing up around. That's what she's used to. So exactly. I think that it's gonna be like, you know, they're gonna go hand in hand.
Totally. I agree with you. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that first photo of like her like holding hands with like a lion or something.
Seriously. That is going to take maternity photo shoots to a whole nother level. Can't wait. Totally. Well, next up is Hoda Kotb. This story actually makes me very mad. She says that she felt horrible after being mom shamed for having kids in her 50s. Take a look at what she said on the Today Show recently.
I got a physical letter in the mail. A letter that came to my address from a woman who wrote, "Who do you think you are having kids at that age?" Really, I literally read it and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe someone, and like put a stamp on it and sent it. Like it arrived that way. And it's funny because there were a bunch of letters together, and someone sent it like, will you sign this for my kid? And, and I saw that one, and for some reason, I literally tore it up. But I felt horrible in that moment.
Yeah, I'm like, this makes me so mad.
I know. I'm so sad for her because I love Hoda. I'm such a fan.
Hoda.
But to actually have the time to like write a letter and send it in the mail to celebrities, like who has the time to do these things?
Right. And like, that is a lot of effort. That is something, like you said, you are writing it out, you are putting a stamp on it, you are putting it in the mailbox, and you purposely just really want to hurt somebody. And that's just, it's not right at all. So back in October of 2019, she explained that she is a better parent to her and fiance Joel Schiffman's kids, Haley, who is 3 years old, and Hope, who is 17 months. She's a better parent in her 50s because she has wisdom, she has patience, and she's learned so much stuff along the way. So she feels that she is a better prepared to be a parent.
I couldn't agree more with her. And I just gotta say, anytime that anyone mentions her daughter's names, her face like lights up, like she almost has tears in her eyes.
It does. I feel like every time she cries, it's like she
does. How can you shame her? I just don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if, you know, it doesn't matter how old she is, as long as she is giving those babies all the love that she can and doing the best to be a fabulous mother, which she is. That's all that matters. And, you know, for somebody to go out of their way, who knows how, you know, long she wanted to have these kids and she couldn't. And, you know, finally adoption was the right route for her. And, you know, everything kind of fell into a place when it was supposed to.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
And her co-host, Jenna Hager, went on to share her own experience with mom shamers, which happened after her son Hal's birth when she was returning from a business trip with former First Lady Michelle Obama. Let's see what she had to say.
And I was on the plane coming home and I felt so inspired. And I just ached with the thought of missing my children. And several people, but one person in particular, wrote some really mean thing on Instagram, like, how dare you leave your children, your new baby? And why would you ever do that? Like, you think he matters too. And I felt like this stab in my stomach, and I was about to write her back. And then I just thought, I don't want to add shame to shame.
So it's like we said, like, you can't do anything right. Like, if she didn't go on the trip, everyone would be like, oh, well, you're not focusing on your job. And she did go, you're not focusing on your kids. So it's definitely, it's hard.
I agree 100%. I think they're both like great moms, and I can't even imagine on a daily what they must get that they don't even share.
Oh yeah.
So you have to have like just a thick skin with this. It's just
totally.
So sad.
I mean, do you know anybody that's a little bit older that has been mom shamed about having kids later on in life? Because I feel like that's kind of the norm now. A lot of people are having kids a little bit later on.
Absolutely. I mean, I luckily don't know anyone.
Right.
I mean, I've seen it on, you know, on the internet and everything, but I mean, I don't know anyone who has. And I mean, a friend of mine, I remember she was like 45 and like she had her first kid, and we were so excited because this is something that she wanted for so long. You know, I don't think anyone judged her, but if they did, I would like 1000% come into her defense, you know, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors either. If you had a hard time getting pregnant, there's so many factors that go into this.
There are so many factors. And some people, like I knew somebody that she was in her early 40s and she tried for years to have a baby. I think she went through like 4 failed IVF cycles. She had to do a couple surgeries during everything, and she finally got pregnant. And you know, you never know what somebody is going through behind closed doors, and you know, it happens when it's supposed to happen.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Oh, definitely. Well, let's move on to our clapback of the week. And this goes to Kim Zolciak and Brielle Biermann. The mother-daughter duo were appalled by trolls after receiving multiple comments asking why Brielle, who is 23, was sitting on her stepdad, who is 35, Khloe Biermann's lap. Kim told us, I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it's coming from ignorant, uneducated people. I think it's quite disrespectful to Khloe as well. Brielle also added that my mind doesn't go there. He's my father. It's disgusting. These people need help. They're sick. Now, Brielle posted the photo in honor of Khloe's birthday, and one of the commenters asked, why are you sitting on your mama's husband's lap? What do you think about this?
I mean, they are close in age, and obviously someone's going to come out and someone's going to say something. I mean, I don't think that there was any harm to be done by this at all. I think it was just, you know, meant to be a happy birthday post. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong behind it. And I'm sure they don't think about that, either. So I mean, I can see where people, they are closing age. It's a hard subject.
It really is. It's a really awkward subject. But like I've spoken to Brielle several times, and she really does look at Khloe as a father figure. Like he has been in her life for a very long time, has been there with her as she grew up, and she looks at him as her father, nothing else.
Right. Like that's it. That's it.
Wrap it up.
Just don't sit on his lap again. Maybe put your arm around him. Yes. I don't know. Maybe for next time.
Time.
In other clapback news this week, Jessie Tyler Ferguson channeled his inner troll, hilariously fake shamed Chrissy Teigen's parenting. Teigen shared a photo of her 3-year-old daughter, Luna, washing her hair, and Jessie commented, and this is so funny. Sorry, I'm just seeing what it feels like to be given parental advice on Instagram. It does feel pretty powerful. I can see the whole world from up here on my perch. It's amazing. I can see now why people do it. I feel invincible. And the actor previously poked fun when he was shamed on social media for uploading a photo of his baby boy in a onesie that read, "Future Tony winner." He captured his own photo saying, "You are a terrible parent. I can't even believe you don't own a lint roller and you refuse to put him in a just honored to be nominated onesie. Disappointed. Unfollow."
I love this so much. I love that he's beating the trolls to what he thinks that they're going to say. I think that's so funny.
Totally. And you know that they're going to say that. They're going to come out and say it.
Oh, totally. If you can't beat him, or you can beat him. So that's exactly what he did. So I think that's so funny. And I love that he did it on Chrissy's page too.
Totally. Because she's like constantly, getting trolled on all the time.
Totally. Good for him. I love that. Well, when it comes to moms getting real, this week we have to give it up to Claire Holt. So the mom of two got really real about breastfeeding during an Instagram Q&A. And she did, when somebody asked, "How are you going with breastfeeding the second time? Is it easier?" Well, she responded saying, "I won't lie, it's been rough. Bleeding nips aren't fun for anyone. I had a lactation consultant come over and help me to latch her properly, and it's made a huge difference. I'm going to stick with it as I know it gets easier, and I'm coping mentally." Now, she just gave birth to her and her husband, Andrew Jobson's second baby on September 12th, and she shared the news on Instagram, writing, "She's here, our sweet girl, Elle. After 27 and a half hours of labor, she flew into the world and expanded our hearts. We are so grateful for our healthy baby and cannot wait for her to meet her big brother." Whew. I know, breastfeeding is not easy. Did it get easier for you the second time around?
Yes, absolutely. I will say second time around, I knew what I was doing. I felt more confident for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard all around. It was also harder in another aspect where your nursing can't get up and you have a toddler there. So it's a hard thing, and you just have to get through it,
Yeah. I mean, I remember those first, I think it was like, oh my God, maybe like 6 weeks where it's just, you're in agony. You really are. It's really uncomfortable. And because I didn't know what to expect. Nobody really told me how painful it was going to be. And there were so many times there was just like, all right, I'm done. And I stuck with it. And I was glad that I did. But for some people, it's just not for them. And that's okay too.
Absolutely. And with each kid, I actually nursed for longer because I just felt more confident. But yeah, like even with my son, my firstborn, I remember the nurse basically said to me that I had a supplement because I wasn't producing enough. So after I was producing enough, I was in my head saying I didn't produce enough and had to have a lactation consultant come in. But that is my biggest advice too. Like have a lactation consultant come in so she can give you the right advice and you can feel confident in what you're doing, even like with latching and all of that stuff. Cause we just as moms doubt ourselves.
Yeah. And you don't really know. I went to a lactation consultant as well. And it definitely helped because they're sitting there, they're telling you how to position the baby and which positions work well for you. Cause for me, like one position worked well on one side and one position worked well on another. So you don't know until, you kind of try it out, talk to somebody, and it does get easier. I promise.
Yeah, it does. We promise you guys, it does.
It does. All right. Well, this week we're honoring our dad of the week. It goes to David Burka. We recently sat down with him to chat about how he and Neil Patrick Harris have been recovering since they had COVID earlier this year. They had it alongside their 9-year-old twins, Harper and Gideon. So let's see why he said that he was actually grateful that he got COVID. Take a look. How are you feeling? We heard that you guys got the COVID.
Yeah. We got the COVID early on. It was early, but we didn't feel like we needed to say anything about it. Just like, let's just be cool about it and not do anything. Neil got it first because I think he was traveling so much from San Francisco to, from shooting Matrix 4, and he came back and then he got it early, and we thought it was just the flu. But in the back of my mind, I was like, please, please, please don't let it be. And then he lost sense of taste and smell. And then 5 days later, I got it. Wow. And actually, it wasn't bad. Like I had it the least out of everyone. Well, I mean, in terms of adults, Neil and I, he had it pretty bad for about 5 or 6 days. And then I had it for about 5 days. And the kids had it as well. Harper got it after me, and she had a fever for 2 days and was sort of achy, and Gideon had a fever one night, and that was it. But I was, the first day was rough. The second day was fine. The third was a little bad. The fourth was probably the worst day of it. And then the fifth, I was feeling better. So, I mean, it was only 5 days for me, and it was, it was done. So yeah. I'm actually super grateful that I got it and that it was over and we were able to sort of go on with their life. I have such empathy for people who have been living this whole summer just in fear of getting it. Mm-hmm. Because I do feel like there is a heightened sense of fear that goes on with people who haven't had it yet. Because we had antibodies, and we were able to sort of live a normal-ish life, of course, in quarantine, going out to the grocery when we ever needed to. But I didn't have this sense of fear, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be infected by the virus.
But in the midst of all this, you are launching a new video series, which is so exciting. I mean, tell me all about it. It's all around healthy eating. So tell me all about that.
We have teamed up House Foods, and they have a great product, a tofu product, and it's all made in the U.S., non-GMO soybeans, and it's all about sort of healthy eating. The cartoon series is about a little tofu, piece of tofu who can't really go outside because it's raining, and sort of his idea of what he's going to do in his day. And they modeled my recipes into the cartoon, which is really cool to see. My ideas pop into a cartoon. When will I ever get to do that ever again? But the product is awesome. My kids love tofu. I mean, it's not a hard brand for me to sell because it's, my kids can eat it raw. They don't like it just plain cubed up.
That sounds so good. I mean, what would you say is the biggest mistake that parents make when they're trying to get their kids to eat healthy?
Don't placate to your kids. Mm-hmm. So many parents I see, oh, you don't want that? Okay, well, let's get you that. Oh, we'll get you chicken nuggets. Like literally, there was in my family, you ate what was at the table. You put it in front of them and that's it. That's dinner. You got no other choices. I also think that parents don't follow the rules of they do a lot of jarred baby food, and I know it's really hard to make your own baby food, and I think a lot of that baby food is sort of cooked down, and there's no flavor. I mean, if you ever tasted it, it doesn't taste very good. No. So you want your kids to be eating bold flavors as they're growing up. You develop their palates. Because if you're giving them bland food, all they're going to want to eat in later life is bland food.
Right, yeah.
Well, I try and do, eat what you eat. My mom growing up would just take a little food processor and she would blend up all of the food that she was eating, and I would eat that. Mm-hmm. I would eat what my parents ate. And I did the same with my kids. I mean, I ended up going to the farmer's market and making baby food that had, different herbs and spices and flavor. And salt. Actually, at 6 months, kids can have a little bit of salt, and people don't know that salt brings out flavor.
Right.
So that's super, super important for how to train your kids to eat better. And then, of course, don't placate to your kids. You're in charge. Yeah. They're not in charge. I think a lot of parents just want their kids to be happy, and a lot of parents have asked me, "How do you do it?" Honestly, they're going to eat. Mm-hmm. If it takes 3 days for them not to eat, they're not going to starve. It's okay. It's okay. If they go to bed without having dinner, they're not going to starve. They will eventually eat. It might be rough for a couple of days. They might kick and they might scream, but it's better for them in the long run, because once you start implementing those healthier foods, they'll eat them.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
grateful
know.
for COVID.
I mean, good for them. I don't know. Like, would you have preferred to like get it and get it over with?
I don't know. I like after he said that and after he explained why he was grateful, I kind of understood it because now he can kind of go about his normal life. But I don't know. I don't know if I really want to get that sick.
I one, don't want to get that sick, and two, there's no guarantee that you're not going to get it back, that you're not going to be like immune to it. Like chickenpox, you get it once and you're done. This is not like that, and this is something that we don't know. I don't know. I mean, no one in my family has it. I'm going to knock on wood right now. Me too. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know, because then I also hear that it causes problems down the road, and you never know.
Yeah, that's the thing though too. We don't really know what the long-term effects are going to be. So if I had to choose, I would sit the COVID out. I don't think I need it. And then, he also discussed about his kids going back to school and homeschooling and things like that. I mean, how has homeschooling been going for you? I know it's been a bit stressful because New York pushed back their start date again.
Absolutely. I mean, should we replay our conversation before we started? We should, because I literally was like pounding my head to Christina right before we started this Zoom call. And I was saying how frustrating it is because there's different Zoom passwords and everything. And I got to tell you, I'm on day 2 and it is not fun. It is not. My son started, he's fine. His school's a well-oiled machine, but with my girls in public, just the home learning, it's been hard. Just the logging on has been hard.
Yeah. Oh my God. And if I give you so much credit, and I give the kids so much credit too, because this is not easy for them either. And teachers, everybody that's going through this, it's not an easy time.
Teachers, principals. I mean, I sent our principal a bottle of whiskey 2 weeks ago.
I love that.
I dropped it off at the school. I found out like her favorite drink. And a friend of mine, like we went in like, and brought this bottle to her because we were like, we're so sorry. Because she was doing these like video calls for us and we just felt so bad for her because
oh my God.
I know a lot of parents, as much as we're so frustrated, you want to take it out on someone. It's not them. It's not the teachers. It's not the principal.
Right.
So kudos to all the teachers and principals out there.
Seriously. They are really putting in the extra effort and doing the best that they can. And I would say that you were probably parent of the year after bringing in that whiskey.
She probably doesn't even know who I am because I had a mask on. So who knows?
Right. Well, Brielle, thank you so much. I hope it gets easier for everybody going forward.
I know. Fingers crossed for a better week.
Definitely. Well, to check out Moms Like Us, make sure to check into Us Weekly's YouTube page every Thursday at 3 p.m. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, and Brielle and I will see you next week.
Yes, bye guys.